Part A, step 2 is to create a degree of operating leverage table. We're going to do this in I-88. We're going to type DOL. So Control Shift Tab, and I'm going to go across here, hold down Control, a down arrow, just down to I-88 and type DOL. Enter. Control Tab. And then we're going to cite the years from J1 again in J88, but notice that we're going to freeze the first row. And the reason we're going to do that is because after we make the DOL table, degree of operating leverage table, we're going to copy the whole thing down and make that the degree, the copy, the DFL, degree of financial leverage. And we still want to be referring to the first row of years, so that's why. So that's going to go in J88. So Control Shift Tab, J88, so it's equal $1, enter, go back up to it, Shift, go across to the end column, Control R, Control Tab. Then we're going to copy these three items, internal, external, and current. These are the three different types of degree of operating leverage, two different ways. You'd think there'd be just one formula. There's not. The way to look at it internally, the way to look at it externally, and the way to current. And Control C, we're going to copy those three items, and then Control Shift Tab. We're going to put those right in I-89. Control Shift V so that I don't paste the formatting. And then back to Control Tab. Then we're going to be using a percent change, and percent change is this year divided by last year minus 1. So first, the internal is going to be the degree percent change of operating income divided by the percent change of revenue. So Control Shift Tab. And so we can't calculate that in 2020 because we don't have 2019 data. So we have to leave that blank. Instead, we'll start in 2021 and equal, and I'm going to put this in brackets, the numerator, which is the percent change of operating income. So it's this year's, in 2021, it's this year's operating income divided by last year's operating income minus 1, and then close bracket, and then divide that by the denominator, open bracket, which is revenue from this year, divided by revenue from last year, minus 1, and then close brackets, enter. And I want to make sure that these are all, and I'm going to escape this autofill suggestion. Now, I've already done this, but I'd like you to do it because you might not have two decimal places. So Shift and go to the corner under D2020 and internal, and hold down Shift and select all the data, and we're going to format this to be two decimal places. And to get format, format starts with F and so does file. So if we could hold down Shift Alt F, that would be file. So it's Shift Alt O, the next letter for format. Shift Alt O. And then number is N. And then we're going to use number again. It has number to two decimal places, and that's good enough for us. So N again. Good. All right. So that's the internal, and now I'm going to autofill that across. I'm going to hold down Shift, arrow across, and then let go Shift and Control R to autofill it. On to external, Control Tab. So external is the same denominator, percent change in revenue, but the numerator is percent change in EBIT. So let's go Shift Control Tab. So same thing, we can only start in 2021. So equal in brackets EBIT from this year divided by EBIT from last year minus 1, close bracket, divided by, and then the denominator, revenue again from this year divided by revenue from last year minus 1, close bracket, enter. I'm going to autofill that across. Shift across and then Control R. Now for current, because it is current, I can do this year, or the first year, 2020. And the formula is the contribution margin divided by the operating income. Go Shift, Control Shift Tab. So equal the contribution margin divided by the operating income. Enter. And and then Shift and across to the end column, Control R. Good. And we are done our degree of operating leverage table.